Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome boys and girls to episode 17 of Views from PAULY'S podcast. Culture is exploding. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is delivering drama on and off the field. You know, Afrobeat stars are dropping visuals and fresh controversies are shaking the continent and beyond. From Burna Boy and Shakira, you get me, owning the opening ceremony, which was beautiful, to Ayra, Starr and Tems dropping visuals this past week. Ghana legends Shatta, Wale and forgotten his name, they did a collab and major updates on South Africa's Xenophobia fallout. They're getting the backlash now, it seems. We're covering all with full context. We know with other topics, we're talking about Rick Ross's Leo issue. We're talking about President Obama's presidential center, which was just launched in Chicago, and many other stuff. This is Views from PAULY'S podcast. I am your humble host, Paul Angyajr Jr. Well, my name is John for those who don't know. Paul Angyajr Jr. and welcome to this episode. Let's dive straight into the Afrobeats vibe, guys. Okay. So FIFA announced Burna Boy collaborating with Shakira, the iconic anthem, World Cup anthem queen. If you guys know Shakira, you know anything World Cup is Shakira that handles it. So FIFA announced that Shakira and Burna Boy were going to drop the official song for the FIFA 2026, which is happening right now across North America. And the official song amidst the historic 48 tournaments hosted in USA, Canada, and Mexico. Like I said, instant hype for cultural fusion. The live performance at the opening ceremony was on June 11th at Estadio Azteca Stadium. It was the match of the Mexico against South Africa game. South Africa. But yeah, it was that game that was where the opening performance was done for the single Die Die. That's the name of the song which Shakira and Burna Boy released, which I think means live life and stuff. So they performed this song with the electric set, with Burna Boy's powerful vocals, stage presence, and Shakira's energy hyping the crowd, her amazing vocals, amazing dance steps. Massive global praise and streams came out from this. It also brought light upon Afrobeats, because it was a great fusion with the Latin and the Afrobeat fusion, which is actually amazing. And this is not the first time we've had it. We've had it on the Lahore track with Xenophobia and another Latin guy, I've forgotten his name, but Latin and Afrobeat artists and Afrobeat artists seem to work well together. It's a good mesh. It was a really dope performance to watch. I really enjoyed it. But I would say Burna Boy had one or two slip ups, but that's neither here nor there. It was a beautiful performance. Big up Burna. That setting. Sorry about that. I meant to give you a cheers, applause. Yeah. So that's setting the global Afrobeats on a global stage as well. World Cup performance. That's incredible. And then talking about that, we go into another World Cup performance with Davido. He also performed at the World Cup, but not at the World Cup, a day before the opening of the World Cup on June 10th. And he performed at the LA Crypto Arena with fans. And then what happened though, the performance was amazing, but what really gained traction was what he was wearing, his outfit. And fans quickly noticed that his custom outfit, designed by stylist Alejandro, was detailed with different meanings. And the jacket featured pins with the names of 39 kidnapped pupils and 7 teachers from the May 15, 2026 abduction in a local government called Orire in Oyo State. Some gunmen, bandits out here in Nigeria raided the school and unfortunately kidnapped those 36 pupils and 7 teachers. One of them, I think, is unfortunately passed now, was murdered by this barbaric man. It happened in a community called Yawota community. Sorry. So on his jacket he had something boldly written there, which is "Bring them home" on the back of it rather. And Davido addressed the crowd, emotionally praying for the families and urged the government to be more proactive and work together that's the President Tinubu and Governor Makinde of Oyo State, you know, to put aside politics and work together to bring these kids and the teachers who are still living back home. I mean, it's quite sad to say that, but that's the truth. You know, he also showed on the shirt, apart from all those things, he also showed the Nigerian flag underneath, flag tree underneath, all of that, which is quite beautiful. And you know, he just basically said the country is going through a lot and just tried to bring a light to what's going on. There were a lot of mixed reactions, some praising him for his awareness, you know, and bringing in more awareness to the topics and the plight of the people that have been kidnapped, while critics were there as well, like Reno Mokri and others, saying it could encourage criminals, which doesn't make any sense to me. I have to give big ups to Davido. Big ups Davido, like that's a big man thing. Like what you did was amazing. For you to decide to share that moment with Nigerians, and not just sharing Nigerians, but sharing the plight of that Nigerians are going through currently with the insecurity. I give him a lot of respect. It took a lot of guts, a lot of guts and a lot of empathy to be able to do that. Because anyone can decide to just hug that moment, and they don't have any legal obligation to bring such news to the world or to call out for help like that. But he decided to be empathic to the plight of Nigerians, and I really commend him for that. And for those who are going at Davido like Reno Mokri and the like for bringing light to this, I would say they should direct their comments where it should be, which is to the person who is in charge of security and the well-being of his Nigerians, which is the president of the country. Or if you don't want to go that far, the governor of the state. That's who should be criticized, not someone bringing in more light to a situation that should be known about. This will rather make the bandits and the perpetrators more cautious, because they realize that the world is staring and it could lead to something else. So I don't support that theory of bashing Davido. I feel he should be commended for his actions, and Reno Mokri is wrong, and the others, they should let that go and go face the person in charge, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the nation, who's in charge of securing the nation and its people. So that's my take on that. Big ups Davido once again. Big ups Davido. Big ups Davido. I really respect that. That took a lot. You know, Davido used one of the biggest stages for something bigger than music. Bold and necessary. That was amazing. And talking about singles, I want to go into some music. You know, that's what we do here on Views from Paulys podcast. To cover music, the ones that I like so far, the ones that I think, you know, are really good. So I'm gonna start with Starr Tornado, right? Starr announced and teased the track single Tornado, a lead single from her upcoming album Star Girl, which was originally slated earlier to drop, but now August 14th, that's when it's been said it's gonna be dropped. It's positioned as a high energy club material. To be honest, I like the track. The track is really dope. You guys should go listen to it. It's you know, is Starr in her element, you know, high Afrobeat energy beat, drums, tunes, and she's just giving the girls what they want to hear and talking about, you know, how she feels at the moment. I love the video. You know, like a retro 2000s type video vibe. I really liked it with her hair and like spider webs. It was really good. The official music video, like which I'm talking about, was directed by Melchior Leroux. I think it's a French name. Please no, I mean it's a French name. But you know, the video dropped June 12th, a couple of weeks ago. It's an absolute club banger, like I said. Smooth, beautiful vocals from Starr, infectious full Afrobeats production. You know, like I said, high energy. It's a real club vibe, and the visuals perfect for turning up. You know, the hair with the it was really ingenious. You know, rapid views it's already been getting a lot of views, and I think there's some dance challenges emerging, and there's some dance challenges emerging, and fans are calling it a jam for the goddamn. I love that. You know, Starr delivered. Smooth vocals, great production. I actually really like it. If you guys have listened to the track, tell me what you think about it. I would definitely say can't wait for her album dropping on August 14th. Let's see what the Starr girl has to say. But I'm really anticipating it. She has Starr has really set the trend, has really done a lot this past year so far. You know, from international recognitions to just her performances and all that. So I'm anticipating the album, and hopefully this puts her in position for the Grammys next year and maybe win something. Then I'm going to go into the next single that I heard that you know, I really enjoyed. This is not a new one though, but she just dropped the video. It's from my baby girl Tems. You all know I love me some Tems, man. Tems, that's my baby. You know, but yeah, Tems dropped from her surprise 2025 EP, which is Love Is a Kingdom. You know, she dropped the video for the single What You Need, which quickly became a standout from that her EP, you know, for its emotional depth and vulnerability. You know, official video directed by Ayinde Anderson. It was released on June 3rd, like a couple of weeks ago. The video was released a couple of weeks ago as well. Stunning visuals exploring themes of vulnerability, desire and self-worth, which was a lot of what her lyrics were really encompassed around. Fans raving about her amazing soulful vocals and beautiful lyrics, which is the terms, forgive me guys. You know, that's the terms now when you have, you know, she got soulful vocals and beautiful lyrics. That's how she really, that's her bag. You know, Tems continues cementing her status as a global R&B and Afrobeats force. I really loved it. Like, I love the single of that album. You guys, Love Is a Kingdom. You guys should go listen to it. Tell me if you listen to her EP, Love Is a Kingdom, what do you guys think about it? Do you like it? I love it. Like, Tems is my favorite artist. Like, and she's been so for last couple of years. You know, so I would say you guys let me know what you think. If you watch the video, the What You Need video, tell me what you think about it. I really like it. I like everything Tems has to offer to the music industry, and I'm can't wait for a new project to drop. You know, Tems vocals and soulful lyrics hit different every single time. You know, beautiful visuals, and my favorite artist delivering again. You get me? Girl like Tems, you know what I'm saying? I really like it. Then I go into the legends, Shatta, Wale and Sarkodie. They came together on the single called Everlasting. It was a highly anticipated collaboration between Ghanaian legend Sarkodie and Shatta Wale. Like I said, like if you guys listen to, if you know about Nigerian, forgive me, if you know about African music, not say Nigerian because they're not Nigerian, they're Ghanaian. But if you know about African music, you know about Shatta Wale, and you know about Sarkodie, because they are some of the biggest names that have been able to make it out of Ghana as artists, you know, proper artists. So they have deserved all the respect. But yeah, so they both came together on a highly anticipated collaboration, you know, and the track and the official video was directed by B. Dot. It was released on June 11th. The name of the song is called Everlasting. It's got strong motivational unity and narrative. You know, it's charting well in Ghana. You know, it's #1 on our Apple Music chart in Ghana. It's got a good amount of YouTube views, but I found it so underwhelming. I saw a lot of fans because there was so much hype around both of them coming together. You know, especially the fact that they've had, you know, past tensions and like, so two of them coming together. These are two of Ghana's biggest rappers as artists, you know, coming together on this track, and like I said, due to their past tensions, a lot of had high expectations for this, but it was just so underwhelming. You know, like compared to the hype, it's an alright song. It's an alright song, but compared to the hype of Sarkodie and Shatta Wale getting together on the track, that was so underwhelming, you know. But I like you Ghanaians in the chat, you know, Ghanaians in the chat. Let me know. Did you guys like the song? This is a Nigerian saying. I found it underwhelming. I expected more from Sarkodie and Shatta Wale. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the song? What did you guys think about the track? And was there a beef real? Like, give me your comments in the section. I'd like to know more about the Ghanaian music scene and how impactful they both were. But in terms of this particular single, Everlasting, I expected way more, unfortunately. But just linking up is always a big thing for music in general, especially for Ghanaian music. But this one felt a bit underwhelming. Despite the heavy beats rather. It was just really underwhelming, you know, unfortunately. So I'm going to go into the next single that I really loved, LADIPOE and Emma. A single called Many People. It was really sorry that sound is like when they bring light in Nigeria. You know, when we usually have blackouts here a lot frequently. So when they have the light back, most people have this siren thing that lets you know that you got the lights back on, and then if you got your generators on or whatnot, you can switch it off. Like it's a Nigerian thing. If you're Nigerian, you get me. Oh, yeah. So back to what I was saying. LADIPOE and Emma Onigah. On this single called Many People was an amazing single. My first time being introduced to Emma Onigah, he's got this very fast lyrical delivery, but he's very tight in the pocket with it, you know, and then he has a Jamaican flow to the delivery as well. Really dope. So this single, I just saw it off, you know, recommended stuff on YouTube. Big ups YouTube. Well, you know, LADIPOE linked up with this. He's a rising talent, Emma Onigah, for a fresh single blending rap and melodic elements. Like I said, the Jamaican vibe he kills it. The Emma Onigah guy. It was released early in the June, a couple of days early into June, and with visuals, Emma's vocals, lyrics, and pocket delivery, they were outstanding. You know, LADIPOE obviously came through with strong bars. It's an OG in this. You know, nostalgic yet fresh mix of Afrobeats and Afrobop. Definitely certified bop, gaining solid traction. Like, you guys should go check it out. I give this a solid 9. A solid 9. Like, this was a track. Emma Onigah, like, you guys should go give him a listen. Like, I like his vibe. I like what I'm listening to. I like what I'm hearing. Then, you know, I'm gonna have to talk about the boy Davido. OBO came through with a new single, I Know Who I Am. You know, oh bro, that was so dope. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard it, but that single is woo. No. Davido did the thing with that track. I'm just trying to find some more details on it. Just give me a second. Yeah, you know, following his 2025 album and World Cup activities, Davido dropped an upbeat Afrobeat single to keep the momentum. Like, no, you guys need to go check out that song. You know, I Know Who I Be. Sorry, no, I know who I am. I Know Who I Be, which is basically the same thing. Because the I Know Who I Am is the English version of I Know Who I Be. That's the pidgin, that's the pidgin difference. But yeah, he on the track he featured Jazzwrld and GLCJ. The song dropped a couple of days actually. Debuted at number 2 on Spotify Nigeria. Nearly 300,000 views on his first day. Maybe 300,000 streams on his first day on Spotify, forgive me. Over 1.6 million global streams, and he topped Apple Music Afrobeats in Nigeria and led in Sierra Leone. Cheers! Big ups, OBO! Big ups, I see you. His YouTube views for the single crossed over 1 million in under 2 days. 30 BG fans flooded socials with dance videos and celebrations. Strong post-album buzz. Like, really good. Like, Davido is unstoppable. This upbeat banger is exactly what the streets needed. 30 BG eating good. Like, big ups to Davido on that one. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, Davido actually came through, like, with that particular single. I really enjoyed it. I think if you guys haven't heard it, you should go listen to it. And if you have, please let me know what you think about the single. It was really dope. I really enjoyed listening to it. I enjoyed the vibe. You know, Davido talking about his Balenciaga, how he's living, that he knows who he is. I liked it. But yeah, so that's about it for the music segment. Now we're gonna go into what happened during the Grammys. Oh no, not the Grammys. Sorry, the American Music Awards. I just had to cover this. Tyla won Best Afrobeat Artist in the American Music Awards, which was ridiculous for me. This is a back-to-back consecutively. She beat out Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Rema and Molly. It doesn't, and then she also had the social song plus social song of the year for Chanel. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've not heard the Chanel song, so I can't bash that. But in terms of her award for the best Afrobeat artist of the year, it's ridiculous because Tyla is not an Afrobeat artist, and whoever in charge of this award programs in the US and across the globe, they need to understand there's a difference between an African artist and an Afrobeat artist. Because an African artist blows out of Africa does not mean they're an Afrobeat artist. Case in point, Tems is not an Afrobeat artist. Tems is a soul artist. Tems is an R&B artist, an R&B artist. But because she blew out of Nigeria and out of Lagos, she can't. When you're giving awards, you can't put her under Afrobeat. That's just basic, simple. That's just simple math. So what this tells me is that it's just basic laziness from wherever these people are in charge of these programs are. They would rather just put them under one banner and give whoever the award than to actually take the time to learn and understand the sound, the trends, and what is what, and which is why this takes me back to my earlier episode that I said, I think it was episode 2 or 3, where I was saying that look, we need to have our own award institutions be built or recognized enough by our own people and our artists, and our own award institutions need to be able to set the trend in terms of appreciating our artists for their particular genres, and then with that, hopefully that gives this foreign global award brands the roadmap on how to actually award our artists, because right now they're just putting them all under one banner. I don't have anything against Tyla, she's an amazing artist, but she's not an Afrobeat artist, and she cannot be the Afrobeat Artist of the Year. It's not possible. That's just it. That's just my take on that, and I would hope that in time we get to that point. But unfortunately, this is what we have now. So big ups to Tyla for her win, even though it shouldn't be in this category, but it is what it is. Then we're gonna go into Benson and Sarz. Now this is my favorite album that so far that has dropped. Okay, aside Mr. Money by Shakira, I'll say this is one of my favorite albums. The Benson and Sarz The Game Needs Us EP, which dropped earlier this April, which has done massive numbers, especially from the single Back Outside. I love that single. It dropped, I think, April. It literally went up to #1 in Nigeria, Spotify and Apple chart, I think, if I'm correct. So big ups to Benson and Sarz. That's a dope. That album is really dope. If you've listened to it, let me know. Tell me what you think about it, and then also tell me what you think about this whole Tyla's issue as well. Back to that, just let me know. Do you guys think I'm being or saying too much or doing too much by saying we need to have our own institutions recognize our artists, or do you think I'm right? Because this is ridiculous. But in terms of Benson and Sarz, I love the album. I actually love the album. The Game Needs Us EP is dope. The other song Already that I like, I think it's Already or something. I like that one as well. Like the EP is a 5-track EP, I think. Really dope, really dope songs. You guys let me know if you've listened to it. I love the Afrobeat sounds that's coming out now, more cultured, more tailored to our own culture, and I really like it. I really like it. Dope, big up. And Asake dropped Money, his first studio album, post YMBNL. He post leaving YMB, the record label YMBNL. This is a dope album. It's featured songs like Worship, Money, Gratitude. I love those 3 songs I just mentioned. I've heard them numerous of times. Asake coming through. Asake he's not stopped, and like his work ethic, his consistency in his sound, and then the body of work he keeps dropping is just incredible. I don't know what you guys think so far about the songs I've covered and the people I'm highlighting. Obviously there are more. If you've got more artists you think I should listen to, or albums that you feel I've missed out on, please let me know in the comment section so I can go listen to it and drop my commentary on it. But in terms of Asake, in terms of Benson and Sarz, I really like them. I really like the album Shake's Money. I like Benson and Sarz, The Game Needs Us. You guys go check it out. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about the vibe, because this is Views from PAULY'S podcast about entertainment, music. Yeah, we'll talk about cultural topics as well, but we're really trying to grow our entertainment base and focus on the Nigerian music scene. So let me know what you guys think about it, and I really like it. I really like the music coming from the Afrobeat scene right now. I'm really excited. My baby girl Tems is doing the thing, you get me? But yeah, so let me know what you think. I do want to cover this because it was trending for a while. Kata FA and Don Jazzy and Sunday Ayra situation. So during some recent drama around June 12th, after D'Banj's birthday event car giveaway, Carter came out to make claims and allege that it was all fake. His car was never given to him, and it was all just for a photo op. And when he had asked for the car, he was told to provide his BVN and also put like to pay 10%, I think, of the worth of the car, then also compensate whoever gives him the car. It was just a wild situation, you know. So like, when I saw that, yeah, I laughed because I don't see why Carter even had to go out and say all of that. This is very straightforward, and the principles of contract. What the most important thing that makes a contract viable is the word consideration. What consideration means is whatever you do to make sure you fulfill your end of the contract. That is consideration, and once that has been done, consideration has been made. So it can be as simple as you paying for a service, or you doing the service on the end expecting payment. So the fact that Carter left his house and went there, took the pictures, smiled at everybody, because he was told he was going to get a car. That's enough. So if Carter really wants this car and really wants to be about it, he should just take the bunch to court. No need to come online. I get the need for content and all that, but there's no need for any of this in my view anyway. I may be wrong, but it's pretty straightforward. If Carter really wants this car, he can get it. Like, except he just wants to embarrass the bunch, you know. And then he had Mr. Real on his live as well. Mr. Real was talking about his own situation with the band and how he never got paid allegedly for all his work, and how they were making fun about it. That Carter saw a car, he did it. So it is what it is. But yeah, in terms of if you're in the entertainment industry and you're doing anything, understand the power you have, the power of what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say let's just say if you're a celebrity or in the entertainment scene, just know that once consideration has been done on your part, you have a ground to stand on in whatever contract, whether it's signed or not. Preferably make sure you have signed contracts, but as long as you can prove that certain things that promises were made and you fulfilled your own end of the agreement, then you're good to go, in a sense. Well, contracts are always best, please. Contracts are always best for all things. Written down contracts. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go into some funny stuff that happened over the past, I think late last month, late April, whatnot. It went viral, but I didn't get a chance to cover it. I'm gonna cover it now. The Rick Ross commercial flight viral incident. So Rick Ross was videoed in a commercial wing flying first class back to Miami. It went viral. People were making fun of him because, you know, Rick Ross, everyone knows Rick Ross has his own private jet. And people were just saying, yo, why are you gonna fly commercial if you got a jet? You might as well lease one, you know, or get a seat on one, which I felt was foolish. Rick Ross went online to explain, say, hey, man, again, my jet upgraded to Starlink 500K. But yeah, that was basically what he said, that he's he's getting his jet updated, getting Starlink put in there, and that's why he's not flying it, which makes sense and cool. You don't have to always fly your jet, to be fair. You could lease it. But anyway, the reason for the uproar was because you got the money, you could have booked another jet or going on a ticket or like a seat on a jet to wherever you're going. I felt that was foolish, because if you have money, you know how you earned it, and you spend it with some sort of sense. Most of the wealthiest people do not splurge unnecessarily. They splurge on things that make sense to them. If you go a jet and you need to go somewhere, your jet is incapacitated at the moment, why not just fly commercial, get first class tickets where you're going to and back. There's no need to like get another jet, like, except let's say you got people you're going where you need to be together as a group for whatever reason. But if you got the jet, what's the need? I don't have to show off to anybody. It's not available. I want to fly first class. Damn, what you think? You know, the internet has too much opinions now. Most of them don't even have a quarter of or a penny close to what Rick Ross has, and they feel they understand how he's meant to spend it. So that was just it. But yeah, I just felt I should bring that up. That was That was just one of the funny things on the internet. Big ups to Rick Ross, man. Do you? Fuck 'em. They don't know what you're talking about. Something else that caught my eye this past month, I want to talk about the fact that I think adultery is being celebrated now in Nigeria, and it's no longer a thing of shame. And what I mean by that is I'm drawing from the Frank Edoho situation with his wife, and with his wife allegedly cheating on him with Chike, the artist, allegedly. I'm not going to go into too much detail because for those who know about the story, know. Okay, you know what? I actually should, but I'm just going to summarize it. Basically, allegations came out from Frank that his wife was allegedly cheating on him with the artist Chike, who's a big ass Nigerian artist. He's really into love songs. He does a lot of wedding shows and all of that. I think a lot of that's going to go down now, but yeah. So when that allegation came out, then his wife came out with her own allegation, sort of like explaining the reasons for her actions, saying that he abused, misused her money, and so many other things. A lot of back and forth between them. Chike, the artist, hasn't said anything, but recordings did come out, video recordings did come out, voice recordings rather, did come out, allegedly implicating Chike and Frank Edoho's wife of, talking about cheating. The internet went on an uproar, but for me, what really got at me was the fact that I saw a lot of women defending her actions. I don't care what Frank Edoho did. Adultery is not. There's no excuse for adultery. There's no excuse for any of that. We're not in an American culture. Baby mama, baby daddy culture is not ours, please. And I think I need people to understand that we come from an African heritage that puts a lot of importance on culture, a lot of importance on self-worth. And how we really translate most of that most times is in our nuclear families and how we try to keep our families together. Now there are a lot of things that happen obviously that is around the world and people do, but it's not, we don't celebrate it. That's what I'm saying. So I would hope that we will go back to a time where we don't celebrate our failures. Committing adultery is a failure. That means your family, your marriage has failed, and for whatever reason, that's the fact is it has failed. So you take yourself out of it, leave the marriage, but don't commit adultery. That's what I'm not. That's just my only point. We should not lose our identity as Nigerians and Africans just because we're opening up to the Western community. We should understand that we have our own culture that attracts those people to us. Look at China. China is one of the biggest economies in the world, but there are certain principles that they live by and stand by. Yes, the West might not accept it or not, but that's their own culture. And whether enough, a lot of people are attracted to China because of their culture and how they perceive and act or think, or with their respect, their culture for respect and so many other things. I'm just putting that as an example. We're not obviously apples and oranges. Everyone is different. But my main idea is we should understand that we are not about the Western culture and the Western life. That's not what we do. We are Nigerian, we are African, and we have a certain way we do things. Adultery, all these things, it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't, it happens, but we don't celebrate it. So for whatever reason, I would hope that we get back to the stage and the place where we have a sense of decorum as to how we move about and what we do. Yes, we can appreciate the Western culture for what they do positively, but we don't have to accept their negative traits as well. We don't do baby mommy, baby daddy culture. It's not us, please, guys. For the ladies out there, look at things in a broader perspective. No one wants to be hurt. I don't want you to be hurt. No one wants to be cheated on. Leave. Even if just leave the marriage, leave the relationship, but don't diminish your value because you feel you need to get at somebody, or because if you need to liberate. If you want to liberate yourself, leave that situation and be with someone who appreciates you for who you are. And that's what I have to say about the whole Frank Edoho and Chike situation. Right now, due to back and forth allegations between him and his wife, they are currently in court. And when they come out, we'll find out what happened. But as to whether the cheating allegations are true or not, it has not been confirmed or denied, really. And Chike hasn't said anything. So that's that for that. And then I really want to go into this next topic. I found it really, really interesting. South Africans crying about feeling the backlash from xenophobia. And it was just like, I was like, are you guys being serious? After all, sorry, excuse me. After all the rubbish that ongoing reports of xenophobic incidents and anti-immigrant protests in South Africa tied to unemployment/crime frustrations, leading to repatriations of Nigerian Ghanaians, basically African immigrants, and tensions with obviously the African neighbors. This has been simmering for years. We've had a lot of xenophobic incidents with South Africans every couple of years, but this time it really escalated, obviously with the World Cup timing and everything that's happening around the world and Africa as a whole, I guess. But the great thing, like the reason I bring this up is because what's so funny with all this, like the little excerpt I just read out, you know, all this xenophobic stuff that was been going on, everything that's been Gucci, they've been doing what they want to do, you know, they've been like, damn the consequences, leave and all that. The South African Justice and Constitutional Development Minister Mamoloko Kubayi publicly addressed the damage that this has done to the South African image during a media briefing with the South African Broadcasting Network. In an interview, she revealed that South Africa's image is hurting globally, with artists losing gigs across Africa due to backlash. Quote, a majority of South African artists are seeing their gigs being cancelled. One artist reached out to me and said all her gigs were cancelled. I'm sorry guys, I had to put that there. One of the artists reached out to me and said all her gigs were cancelled. Quote, she noted business impacts too, clarified that actions target illegal immigration, not xenophobia. She rejected vigilantism and called for calm, acknowledging economic and cultural fallout, of course, amid repatriations of people, like African countries sending repatriating their citizens back to their countries, and also the World Cup reactions, like South Africans lost to Mexico, and how 90% of the African citizens and Africans are supporting any country that's playing against South Africa. You know, this sort of backlash. You know, she had a lot of news came out, and she had a lot to say, you know, trying to talk about how it's impacted African, how it's impacted the South African image, and how this whole xenophobia thing has not been the greatest thing for them. And obviously it's quite like that a blind man could have told them that without having to see like everything if he just heard it. You know, man, I got bars. But really, a blind man could have told them that, because if you actually check it, like, you being so, going to hospitals, chasing people from hospitals and schools, saying, oh, they're illegal immigrants, they should leave. Like, oh, that they're stealing your jobs. What do you think that's going to happen? Do you think people are going to, want to go visit the country? Or like, oh, we met South Africans? No. Because, and the saddest thing for Africans that are watching this from our countries or across the diaspora or whatnot is the fact that South Africans are targeting African immigrants. They're not even going at, you know, like with no other politically perfect way to phrase it. They're not even going against white people, or no, like they're going strictly for Africans, which is so sad, because the people that control most of the economy in South Africa are like the white South Africans, you know, and the people who control their economic growth and the opportunities that they seek are like their own citizens or their own neighbors, which are like the white people, to be fair, you know. So it's quite disheartening that they go and they're pouring their frustration and anger against African immigrants who are literally their brethren, you know, just like it's like lashing out. Transferred aggression, and that's what's pissing everyone off. You know, all you do is transfer aggression against us, because literally, if you check it, we're not your problems. It's talking about crime and everything. In every single country, every single citizenship, wherever, you have bad eggs. Do you understand? But that doesn't define the whole country. Because, and the good thing about it is, other countries with their bad eggs, you see majority of the people trying to do things that portray a different image of that country. But what's going on in South Africa right now, with so many people quiet and just now recently coming out? Because when all this started, like, majority, if not all, South Africans were quiet. Their celebrities didn't say anything, their artists never said anything, you know. So now that the backlash is coming, that's where they feel convenient enough to come out and talk. That's where we can easily and comfortably categorize most of South Africans, if not all South Africans, as xenophobic, because none of them came out to talk except Malema, who that was the only person who was vocal enough to state his opinion and how he stood against what was going on. So in terms of the backlash and them complaining and crying about the backlash, all I can do is this. Like, really, like, come on, what do you guys expect? Like, this is a direct consequence of your actions, the Jacintas of the world and whatnot. This is what they wanted people to leave, and if you ask people to leave in such a manner that without dignity and assaulting them and causing them harm, you don't expect any sort of support from anyone, because you've lost all moral and high ground. So whatever is going on with you, South Africa, you all gotta eat it, like, straight up. Just say, you guys gotta eat it, and it is what it is. When hopefully you guys are able to, in some way, somehow, convince, you know, the world again that, you know, you're not who you've shown us, then maybe there'll be some sort of forgiveness. But for now, I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially with the World Cup and how everyone is going and everything but South Africa. So it's just really hilarious to see, and seeing the South Africans complain, and the South African goalkeeper who came out to complain and cry out for lack of support after the Mexico against South Africa game where South Africa lost 2-0. He was like, oh, he doesn't know why African countries aren't supporting South Africa when that's usually the norm in World Cup situations. Bruh, how can you say you don't know? Like, wake up, fam. Wake up, fam. That's all I have to say about that. So, South Africa, good luck to you guys. I hope you guys are able to bounce back from this at some point. Then, going from South Africa's xenophobia to another topic that really bothered me when I saw it. I just had to bring it up, which is basically racism. It's this dude, Jane Hokit, or rather, what's his name? Josh Hokit, I think that's his name or something. This happened during the UFC 250 celebration at the White House, South Lawn of the White House, right, where they're having a UFC match for, you know, celebrating America being 250 years and all that. So it was apparently a really tacky event. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't. But what really unfortunately stole the highlight of the moment for the president and all the people that were there was this guy Josh Hokit, who after winning his fight at the UFC game, literally, you know, after the game they give you a moment, after the match rather, or the fight, they give you a moment to, you know, celebrate, speak your thoughts on the mic and let the people hear you. And that was literally the best moment for this guy to obviously, you know, let people get a sense of who you are and how you feel in the moment, right? My guy, instead of doing something that was sensible, decided to repatriate and say baseless accusations that were not true and insult Michelle Obama. Most of you guys have seen or read about what he said, but I'm just gonna break it down from properly, in a sense, for you guys to see or listen to. So the long-standing online conspiracy theories falsely claiming Michelle Obama is transgender or male, often pushed in certain political circles with memes and speculation. So this has been happening in the American political scene for a while now. I don't know why they're always on that Michelle Obama case, saying that she's a transgender, which is false and disgusting to the max. But that's what they usually say, and they're trying to take a dig at Obama. That's the only thing they can try and insult him with, which is obviously baseless facts. But anyway, go on. So on June 15, which was the day of the UFC Freedom 250 event, for America's 250th Independence Day or celebration, whatever. At the White House South Lawn, celebrating US 250th anniversary and / Trump's birthday. It was also Trump's birthday. Heavyweight fighter Josh Hokit, after defeating Derek Lewis, made the comment in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, where he made a baseless claim calling Michelle Obama a man. And he's like, am I right, America? Like, he's like, Michelle Obama is a man, am I right, America? Like, I'm in Nigeria and I'm disgusted. I'm in Nigeria and I'm disgusted for you. Anyway, go on. The remark drew immediate backlash, condemnation from UFC's Dana White, politicians and fans. The mixed crowd reactions, some laughs and shocks, obviously, but it was mostly seen as a distasteful it was mostly seen as distasteful and promoting debunked conspiracies. Hokit has faced criticism for using the platform in that way. Dana White came out to say he doesn't support that kind of hate speech and he doesn't like his platform being used for that, which I commend him for. But I feel they can go a step further and ban Josh Hokit from any more fights, or at least suspend him, because yes, you have the freedom of speech, but you don't have the freedom to make allegations that are not true, especially against someone of such a huge, like someone who's such a huge public figure, you know. And but what I found really interesting was that he chose to do this a few days before the inauguration of the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago. So like, cause that, and I was like, was this some kind of targeted insult trying to diminish, you know, when that happens? But I don't think he's that smart to have done that, to be fair, with how he carries himself. But but yeah, so him doing that was so distasteful. But when I watched the Obama presidential inauguration, like the center, when they were like launching it, Michelle Obama's speech was incredible. It gave me a sense of, I could understand why they hate why they hate the Obamas, because you're looking at people that have accomplished so much and are so graceful and are so loved that I feel a lot of these people who criticize them want to be that way, loved, seen, appreciated, you know, celebrated without the work. That's what they want. But they fail to realize that the Obamas did the work. And when you do the work, you're going to get appreciated for it. So that situation, yeah, that's why with the whole Josh Hokit thing, I just look at it as a big embarrassment for the minorities that feel so strongly about the Obamas, because you can't even hide it anymore. It's ridiculous. And it just goes to show how ignorance travels, how far ignorance can go. Because I really can't, like, when I saw the launch of the Obama Presidential Center, it was like night and day with what I saw at the UFC 250 Freedom Day / Trump's birthday. It was like night and day, literally. And that gives you a sense of the kind of people you're dealing with. When you listen to the words that were spoken at the launch of Obama Presidential Center, it gives you a sense of people who want hope, who have an idea for unity, who have an idea of what an America can and should be. And then when you look at the UFC 250 with like all that, it was just a lot of mess, violence, and so that gives you an idea of the two different spectrums entirely. And the Josh Hokit thing was just a magnifying glass on how ignorant and self-absorbed that minor side of America seems to be, and how loud they are at the same time, you know. But that aside, the Josh Hokit thing aside, the Obama Presidential Center was a beautiful launch. The launch was beautiful. You know, they had the Roots performing. You had Tems. Yo, baby girl Tems was on that. Yo, Tems was on stage, boy. She did feel, because she called, I think she called Sasha, Sandra. She didn't know the Malia and I think maybe it was Nevs, but it seemed like she knew the names of the Obamas properly. Well, she's not an American, she's Nigerian, so we can't blame her. But still, like it was a beautiful thing to see Tems up there performing. Like, and she was one of the last few. Her and then Mac Anthony and then like a few other people for the event closed. So it was beautiful to see, and that just goes to show Afrobeats on a way global stage. Afrobeats is just getting bigger and bigger, man. And also she Tems was invited by Michelle Obama, the former First Lady, to speak to kids, I think from her charity groups and stuff at the Obama Center, or kids that were visiting the Obama Center, you know, to give them words of encouragement and a sense of guidance as to how to get to where she is. So it was really beautiful to see, man. Like, big up Tems, baby girl. So like, yo know I got a thing for Tems, man. That's my baby. But yeah, well, like honestly, that was really dope. The Obama Presidential Center is something I definitely would hopefully get to see on someday soon, right, God's grace, because I want to visit it, you know. And then also, before I even forget, the painting, the portrait of Obama and his wife at the Presidential Center was done by Akunyili, one of Akunyili's daughters. See, the family of Akunyili be giving us legends, man. But yeah, so I'll get the actual facts to that later on, or in the next episode. But it was just beautiful to see, actually. Really happy about that. It made me feel good, you know, watching the launch of Obama's Presidential Center. It was just like night and day with everything that's been going on, you know. But yeah, that was really dope to see. And then, you know, now that I'm rounding it up, you know, we had the last topic for this episode, an Afro-Pulse frenzy. You know, we've spoken about a lot of international stuff, so I'm going to just round it up with, you know, I know you guys have heard about 50 Cent's baby mama, Daphne Joy, having an alleged sex tape of her leaked, where she, you know, was in an act with allegedly Diddy and allegedly another guy. That was disheartening, man, because I feel like she went through a lot during that trial, just, you know, rehashing the details of her relationship or interactions with Diddy and everything was just, whew, it was bloody. So when I saw the news of the sex tape dropping, because I haven't watched it, I'm not that type of nigga, you know. I'm not but when I saw that, I was just like, wow. I saw the news, I saw still images that were clipped from it. I was like, I felt really disappointed and sad for her, and the fact that people don't have, like, no one has the right to privacy anymore, you know, and she's just been used to earn some traction and content for whatever site. It was quite disheartening, and the fact that she's got a kid, obviously, who is old enough to be on the internet. And then I even seen 50 made a post where he was talking to his kid Sire, who is the son of Daphne Joy, who is the son of both Daphne Joy and 50 Cent. It was like, oh, look at what your mom is doing. I felt sick to my tummy when I saw that. I was like, come on, like, I was like, yeah, she's wrong or whatever. We have, you know, choice of lifestyle, but that's her decision to make. And the fact that it's been put out to the world is already tough enough for her. So I just felt a bit sad when I saw that. But that's just a cautionary tale for all you young ladies and guys out there going into the entertainment industry or messing around with these people. Whatever you're doing, just try to be cautious and make sure you're not being recorded or videotaped, because it's going to come out eventually. But yeah, on that note, then we've also got Blessing CEO has been arrested, finally. I know some of y'all thought, when is he going to cover this topic? But yeah, Blessing CEO has been arrested, finally. Multiple EFCC arraignments from May to June this month over alleged fraud of over 36 million naira, then which was apparently some real estate deal she did. And then also the 13 million naira cancer claim, where she got the amount of 30 million apparently raised due to a false cancer claim. And then, like, she's got a lot of cases, but right now she's been remanded she's in Kuje prison, where she has a lot of these pending cases, and we'll see what comes out of it. I'm just happy that there seems to be some sort of accountability coming towards her for her actions. And she posted some very delusional things on Facebook before she went to Kuje prison, talking about how she's being put through the fire by God and all that. God, like, God doesn't support this behavior that she's on. I don't believe God does. We all fall short of God's glory. That's a fact, and we're all sinners. But this is just ridiculous, and like continuously doing it and harming people, God definitely doesn't support that. But yeah, so I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna end I'm gonna end the topic on the episode on a high note. It's bless him be arrested. But you guys let me know what's your biggest winner this from this episode this week. Has it been Burna Boy with the World Cup? Ayra Starr with her Star Girl album dropping, or Tems, Tems being on the presidential, the lineup for performers at the Obama Presidential Center launch. Who has had the biggest L? Are you talking about Sarkodie and Shatta Wale's song, or Blessing CEO, or any of the scandals I spoke about? Frank Edoho with adultery, or any of them. Anyway. But I have a question. Do you guys think Afrobeat is bigger than ever with the World Cup shine and the constant drops, or are influencers and content creators still in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts and tell me. And then also, you guys let me know, do you think this has been one of the most fun World Cups or the worst? Like, I'm going to cover that on episode 18. But thank you guys for joining me in this episode 17, Afro Pulse Frenzy. It's been amazing to get back on it. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We're going to keep building the space and keep growing each day. I really appreciate you guys for joining me on this journey. It's your humble host, Paul Angyajr. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. You will catch me on the next episode where we'll talk about every other thing, new music, new topics. And also, like you can tell, I'm wearing the merch as always. Merchandise is available. Follow us on all social media platforms and just send us a DM that you want the merch and you're going to get it. Get me. Catch you guys very soon on the next episode. Bruh!